Welcome back to Veggie Vero's Kids Corner. I'm your host, Veronica Green. I'm back today at the Delray Beach Children's Garden. It's a beautiful overcast day. It kind of looks like it's going to rain, so hopefully I get through this video without getting rained on. I do apologize in advance for any background noises that you hear. We have quite a bit of construction going on in the lot next to us. So I'm going to try to speak up and read you the story, and we're going to do a fun craft as well. So today the story is called The Ant and the Grasshopper. The Ant and the Grasshopper. So as you know, grasshoppers kind of rub their legs together and they make music. Well, it sounds like music, kind of. It's a beautiful sound that they make. And in this story, it's about an ant, a hard-working ant, who comes across a musical grasshopper and his buggy band. So, in honor of not only the story, but in honor of music, because we all love music, right? We will also make our very own arts and craft guitars. Have you ever made a guitar before? It's very fun and it's very simple. So all you'll need to make our crafty guitar is some rubber bands. All right, gather maybe like 5 or 6 rubber bands. You'll need some bottle caps. Okay, 3 bottle caps if you have 3. Some glue. And if you have any of these mushroom containers, these are the plastic containers that you get at the grocery store when you buy mushrooms. This is going to be the base of our guitar. So try to see if you have one of these lying around. I always save them because they're plastic and I really don't want to throw them away. They're very handy. I've used them for storing things. I've used them for craft projects, for paint trays, all kinds of stuff. And this is a great way to reuse these. This project is a really good way to reuse these plastic mushroom containers. And the last thing you'll need is a stick. Now, this is a paint stick from the store. If you were going to buy like a can of paint to paint a wall, this is the stick that you dip in there. So this actually works really, really well for what we're doing. But if you don't have this, you can use popsicle stick. Maybe take 2 or 3 popsicle sticks and tape them together so it'll be long. All right, and that's it. And then as an optional thing at the end, you can bring some markers too if you want to decorate and make your guitar colorful. All right, so while the parents are grabbing all those items, I'll stay here with you and start the story. Okay, everybody ready to hear the ant and the grasshopper? All right, everyone, get cozy. Here we go. Somewhere on the boulevard of backyards, an ant was struggling with the remnants of a picnic. The work was hard, and she was weary. With a heavy sigh, she persevered, although each blade of grass seemed to push against her on this hot and humid day. I simply cannot go another step, she thought to herself. As the little ant lifted her head in hopes of catching the smallest of breezes to cool her blistering forehead, she heard a sound, a magical, wonderful sound. It was music. With a great heave, she shouldered her sticky burden and moved in the direction of that wonderful sound. What is that sticky burden of hers? What is she carrying? Do you know what fruit it is? Looks like a watermelon. she came across a grasshopper and his buggy band making music with complete abandon. They were having a blast. The ant had never heard such a joyful noise before. She smiled, which on an ant can look a little strange, and listened to the music, her antennas switching to the beat. The weariness seemed to leave her little ant body with every note they played. When the music stopped, the grasshopper called out, "Hey there, little ant! Why don't you put down that big sticky load and come groove with us?" "I wish I could," said the ant, already feeling a little guilty for stopping for such a long time. "But I must get this back to the colony. My family will be waiting for me." She hoisted her load a little bit higher, and she said, "Thank you for your beautiful noise. It made my heart much lighter." The band clickety-clicked and chirped. They were so happy to have an audience. The grasshopper hit an F chord. "Hey, we'll play for you then, all the way back to your colony." And then he turned over to his bandmates and said, "Hey guys, put on your walking shoes. We're hitting the road." The band was all abuzz. The beetle was especially excited since he was the newest member of the band and had never been on the road before. The ant was home in no time, hardly even noticing the heat or the heaviness of her load. "You all have made my job so much easier," she said. "Your magical music moved me right along. How can I ever repay you?" The grasshopper thought for a moment. "Well, you know, little ant, our music might be red hot, but we like to keep cool. Sometimes it's hard to catch a break out there on the boulevard." The ant smiled her funky little smile. "Well, it's cool underground in our colony. Please come and join us, and you can share your music with us, and we'll have a party." "Come on, everybody," said the grasshopper. "We're going underground." So they went underground and let the good times roll. And the music made everything brighter. Alright, super cute story. I like that one. The ant and the grasshopper. So is everybody ready to make some music of our own? Okay, so if you're just joining us, make sure you gather your supplies. We're gonna make little guitars today. So you're gonna need mushroom container, you're gonna need some rubber bands, okay, about 5 or 6 rubber bands, some bottle caps, 3 bottle caps, some glue, and a paint stick if you have one. If you don't have one, you can use popsicle sticks, maybe 2 or 3 of them taped together to make it longer. Okay, all right everyone, let's get started. So, step number 1 is you want to grab your mushroom container and your rubber bands, okay? Take the rubber band, stretch it over. That's 1. See how it makes noise? All right, and you're gonna repeat that process about 5 times, however many rubber bands you brought with you. And if you have rubber bands that have all different, like they're each a different width, then they'll each make different noises, which is another really cool feature for each string to make a different noise. Check it out. That is cool. So this is already an instrument right here, okay? You could stop here if you wanted to. This is how easy it is. But if you want to make it really kind of look a little bit more guitar-ish, you take your stick now, okay? And you're gonna stick the end of it through the back side of the rubber bands. So just like this. So you have something like that. Now it kind of looks a little bit more like a guitar. You can hold it under your arm and play. So then the last step is if you wanted to, this is really just to make it look cute, just for the aesthetics. Take your glue and your bottle caps, and you're going to put some glue right on the end, or the back side, I should say, of one of your bottle caps, and glue it onto the stick. And then you're going to do that 2 more times, so it kind of looks like the little knobs that you have on a guitar. Just 2. Right, check it out. So of course then you have to let those dry, but it's a really fun little craft and it looks super cute. And then if you wanted to also take markers and decorate the paint stick, maybe you should decorate the paint stick before you glue down the bottle caps. That's another option to make it colorful and bright and happy. But there you have it. It's a little DIY guitar. This is really fun. So if you didn't have a mushroom container, I've seen people use a paper plate, like a thicker paper plate, and I think you're supposed to cut a hole in the center of it, and then you just put the rubber bands across the whole thing, and then attach the stick, and it's the same type of idea. And you could do the same thing with a tissue box. Just take the tissue box, it's hollowed out already. It already has a hole from where you pull the tissues out, right? and you put the rubber band across it and you do the same thing. So there's lots of different ways to make this, but the rubber bands do make a better music, I must say, against the plastic than they do against the cardboard. So. All right, so there you have it. It's a fun and easy craft that you can do with materials that you have lying around at home, and it's a great way to upcycle. Do you guys remember what upcycling means? Upcycling is when we take things that maybe we would have thrown away, but we reuse them, we repurpose them, we find a new way to give them life. Okay, so instead of throwing these bottle caps away, we found a new fun way to use them. And same thing for the container, the stick, the rubber bands, all of it. So if you guys are not already into this habit of doing this, I really recommend that you save, anything that you get from just our daily purchases that can be used for craft supplies. I hope you have a little craft area in your home. If not, you have to start one. Get some mason jars, or even better, start collecting mason jars left over from your jams that you buy, or the jars. Clean out the jars after you empty out the pasta sauce, whatever. Those make fantastic storage containers. So start saving up in those jars your lids, your bottle caps, rubber bands. Sometimes you buy broccoli stalks and they come wrapped together with a rubber band. All of those things, save them. Save, because we find new uses for them. We can upcycle them. All right, everyone. Well, that was a lot of fun. I thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys here same time next week on Veggie Vero's Kids Corner. Have a great day, everyone.